Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. We are students from University Technology Malaysia and we are here to present our service learning project called Humidification and its application. This is presented by Section 1 of the Separation Process course. I will start off our presentation with the definition of humidification. What is humidification? Humidification is the process of transferring water from the liquid state into a gaseous mixture containing air and water vapor. Along with humidification comes dehumidification. But what is dehumidification? Dehumidification is the transfer of water vapor from the vapor state to the liquid state. That is all for the basic introduction to humidification. I will now pass over to my teammate.
So now I will be presenting about the process. So what happens during humidification? So the humidification process is in which the moisture or water vapor or humidity is added to the air without changing its dry bulb temperature is called humidification process. This process is represented by a straight vertical line on the psychrometric chart, starting from the initial value of relative humidity, extending upwards and ending at the final value of the relative humidity. In actual practice, pure humidification is not possible since it is always accompanied by cooling or heating of air. Humidification process along with cooling or heating is used in a number of air conditioning appliances. So for the purpose of humidification, why do we need humidification process? Cooling and humidification process is one of the most used air conditioning applications for the cooling purposes. In this process, the moisture is added to the air by passing it over the stream or spray of water, which at temperature lower than dry bulb temperature of the air. When the ordinary air passes over the stream of water, the particles of water present within the stream tend to get evaporated by giving up the heat to the stream. The evaporated water is absorbed by the air, so its moisture content, thus the humidity increases.
Application of humidification. The first part is humidification in daily life. One of the example is humidifier. Humidifier is a device that releases water vapor or steam to increase moisture level in the air. Humidifier therapy delivers moisture to the air to avoid dryness in the body which can cause irritation. Humidifiers are very useful for treating dry skin, noses, throat, and lips. There are several benefits of using the humidifier such as avoiding cold and colds, preventing asthma and allergies, as well as keeping the skin and hair moist. There are several types of humidifiers including evaporator, impeller, central, ultrasonic, and steam vaporizer humidifiers. Evaporator humidifier is the type of humidifier which can produce humidity by blowing air past evaporating water. Central humidifier is the kind of humidifier which is located in the central air conditioning in the home or office to add moisture to the entire space. Impeller humidifier uses rotating disc rather than heat to vaporize water. Ultrasonic humidifier uses vibration to vaporize water instead of electricity. The last one is steam vaporizer which uses electricity to generate steam. The other application is air conditioner. Air conditioning is a system used to cool down the temperature inside space by removing the existing heat and moisture in the room. It controls the humidity of a room as 30 to 65% is permitted while the temperature should be between 20 and 26 degrees Celsius. Air conditioning system can be for heating, dehumidifying, cooling, and humidifying. There are several components in the air conditioning system including compressor, condenser coil, evaporator, air handler and blowing unit, and thermostat. The compressor function together with a substance called working fluid that can easily transform from gas into a liquid. The main task of the compressor is to convert low pressure gas into a high pressure gas which also has high temperature. Condenser coil has a fan fitted into it which cools down the high pressure gas and convert it back into a liquid. The evaporator is located inside the house and it is usually found near the furnace. It is connected to the condenser with a highly thin pipe. The high pressure gas which is now transformed into the low pressure liquid reaches the section of the air conditioning system. The air handler and blowing unit are the two parts of the system which work together to distribute the cool air into the entire room. The last component is a thermostat which can maintain the temperature of the air conditioning system by regulating the heat energy flowing inside and outside of it. The thermostat can be set manually or automatically depending on its features.
Humidification in industry. For these sections, I'll take cooling tower as the humidification application in industry. What is cooling tower? Cooling tower is a heat relieving device used to move waste heat into the atmosphere. Cooling tower can use water evaporation or only use air to cool it. As this occurs, a small volume of water is evaporated, reducing the temperature of water being circulated through the tower. What is the function of cooling tower? Cooling tower used to remove heat from a building or facility by spraying water down from the tower to by how hot water or air pass through them. We have to design cross-flow cooling tower and counter-flow cooling tower. In cross-flow cooling tower, the dry air in perpendicular to the hot water flow. The airflow will enter through the cooling tower lattice where the water flows perpendicular to the air due to gravity. And in counter-flow cooling tower, water spray by a nozzle flows outside to the airflow. This system needs more energy to push the air upward against the downflowing water. Next, how cooling tower works. First, the hot water from the condenser will be pumped to the cooling tower through the pipe with a nozzle in the end. Next, the hot water will come out through the nozzle, or we call as spray stage. Then, the water moves to two fan or blower component. At this stage, the outlet water is directly contact with air. Then, the water whose has decreased temperature will be collected in a water basin and next the flow back to the condenser.
Hi, so in this part I'm going to explain the humidification effects in pharmaceutical industry, especially its effect more into the products of the pharmaceutical such as tablet or some other things. Well, the core environment control, in particular perspective of humidity, can directly have an effect to pharmaceutical production in a number of ways. So, based on the research and the development, the control of humidity and temperature can have a major implication that bringing to the product while it goes to the market. So, this is maybe from a production point of view, where the yields are often low until the humidity and temperature are under control. So, this is really need special control to make the pharmaceutical are stable and having a good value where it's getting sold to the market. So the effect from the humidity when it gets very low humidity, it can cause the product to easily dry out and it will be delivered into the packing problem. Whereas when the humidity are high, the products can absorb the moisture during the production. Example for some antibiotics tablets are easily degraded and it could be decrease the effectiveness itself. So this is kind of different from the humidification, a humidificator from the what we usually use in our home. This is the specialized one for the industry, especially in industrial production. So we could say this is one of the type called conveyor installed electrode boiler steam humidifier. Well, there are so many advantages of this humidification, but I'm going to tell you the most that's one. Well, the humidification in pharmaceutical industry gives very critical effect to increase their in order to increase their production. So the first one, they improve the viscosity and usability of materials and also reduce the evaporation and speed the chemical reaction which give the effectiveness, proliferation to bacteria or biological contaminant, prevent electrostatic charge and others. It's create a healthy and pleasant working environment for the operational staff. So that's all.
In conclusion, humidification can be applied in many fields, such as in our daily lives, like when we use air conditioners or humidifiers, or in industries, like when we use cooling towers, or even in pharmaceutical productions. However, the most practical application of humidification would most likely be in our daily lives, such as when we use humidifiers. Humidifiers can help with skin and breath symptoms. And as we've discussed previously, humidifiers can also help with respiratory issues caused by dry air. However, they must be maintained on a regular basis to keep it from becoming a health hazard. Here are some of the references used for our presentation, such as the following websites. That is all from us. Thank you so much for listening and have a good day.